Hey, have I got some news for you about the conclave? Tune in now. Hey, Janet Morana here, Executive Director of Priests for Life. Conclave, conclave, conclave. That's all everyone's talking about, right? First of all, I have not watched the movie Conclave, nor will I watch it. What about you? I said, no, 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 no. It has to be a bad kind of version of what really happens, okay? So put that aside. And then I know the Vegas poll is still going on about who's most likely to be Pope. But I thought we'd get down to what's going to actually happen. Let's just talk about the real deal. All right. First of all, there's 135 cardinals and only 133 of them will participate. 2, for health reasons, opted out. Fact 1. Everyone's talking about what's the makeup of these guys because, so many of them were appointed by Pope Francis. Okay. Well, 53 cardinals are from Europe. Okay. 37 of the cardinals are from the Americas, 23 from Asia, 18 from Africa, and 4 from Oceania. What's Oceania? I never heard of that one before. All right. Ages of the cardinal electors. Okay. Here's another factoid. I figured you'd like these facts, right, guys? All right. 6 of the cardinals were born in the 70s. Okay. And regarding the age, the youngest cardinal in the college of cardinals is an Australian, Ukrainian-born Mykola Bychov. He's only 45. Okay, and while the oldest cardinal is a Spaniard, Carlos Osoro Sierra, he's 79. Well, facts there. Okay, so we got 6 in their 70s. And then, let's see. Oh, and then 33 of the cardinals belong to religious orders like Pope Francis, okay? So, and there's 18 different religious orders represented. And the Salesians have 5 cardinals among the group, just for, the sake of it. And 4 belong to the order of friars minor. 4 of them are Jesuits, like Pope Francis. And 3 are conventual Franciscans, whatever that means, okay? And attending the conclave will be also 2 Dominicans, all right? So a very interesting mix up of cardinals. Okay, so now everyone, of course, they're going to be bracing themselves next week. Okay, we start on Wednesday and 4:30 Rome time. That's like kind of mid-morning our time, right? They're going to go in, they're going to pray, and I guess they'll do their first ballot. What happens with the first ballot? Well, I got a cute video for you that kind of defines the holy smoke. So let's take a look.
It's the oldest enduring electoral system in the world, and many of its traditions have been unchanged for centuries. The conclave, which literally means locked with a key, dates back to a time when cardinals were locked in until they chose a new pope. Now it's the world that's locked out, figuratively speaking, as much of the conclave will take place behind closed doors. The gathering begins with a morning mass in St. Peter's Basilica. In the afternoon, the 115 voting cardinals, those under 80 years old, enter the Sistine Chapel, where each will take an oath of secrecy. The penalty, automatic excommunication. After the oath, preparations are made for the election, taken by secret ballot. Lots are drawn to select 3 cardinals who will help collect ballots, 3 more cardinals to count the votes, and 3 others to review the results. Printed on the ballots, the words, Eligio in summum pontificum, meaning, I elect as supreme pontiff. Each elector writes the name of one candidate on the lower half of the ballot and folds it in half. Cardinals are not allowed to vote for themselves. Then, in order of seniority, the cardinals take their ballots to the altar. Each places a folded ballot onto a small disc, and then the ballot is dropped into a chalice. Once all the votes are cast, the ballots are tallied, and the results are read aloud. More than a 2/3 majority is needed to declare a winner, in this case 77 votes. If there is no winner, there's another vote. If there is still no winner, 2 more votes are scheduled for the afternoon. Voting continues, up to 4 ballots each day, until there is a winner. The ballots are burned after each session in an incinerator inside the chapel. If there's no winner, they're burned with a chemical that gives off black smoke, telling the crowd waiting in St. Peter's Square that a new pope has not yet been selected. When there is a winner, white smoke, a sign from the cardinals that they have chosen a new pope to lead the church. Jonathan Mann, CNN, Atlanta.
Well, you have to understand that was an old clip, so they were referring to 115. Of course, we're going to have 133. So a third of the number 133 is what we need to elect the new pope. So pray, everyone. Pray for a saintly pope. But I just find all that stuff kind of interesting. And by the way, when they do elect the pope, then they have another chemical they put in there, and that makes the white smoke. All right. I remember one time, I forget whether it was for Benedict or Francis, the smoke wasn't like clearly white or clearly black. It looked gray. And I remember the reporters all commenting on the news, like, is that white smoke or black smoke? You know? So I like to refer to it as the holy smoke. Oh, holy smokes, what's going to happen? So pray, brothers and sisters, because, you know, and I really encourage you, don't watch that movie Conclave. It's got to be horrific, I'm sure. And just pray, pray, pray. Try to stay out of all this prediction stuff. I mean, I laugh at Facebook. There's some people that are just making, here's my prediction for who the Pope will be. Here's my prediction, blah, blah, blah. And here's the final thing about the whole deal. You know, everyone says the Holy Spirit, of course, guides them. It does. But there's another little caveat. God gave us free will. Think about that. Right? I mean, I just went last weekend to my granddaughter's confirmation. She received the gifts of the Spirit. I was her sponsor, so proud. How many of us use the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Well, we got to hope that those cardinals are calling down for the Spirit and listening to the Holy Spirit's voice. But don't forget, God gives us free will. So free will is the interplay with the whole process. So that's why I am praying, and I encourage you to join us in prayer for a saintly pope. Instead of asking, you know, oh, I want a pope to do this and I want a pope to do that. Let's just do a saintly pope, all right? And you can join us, you know, at endabortion.tv every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Pro-life leader Frank Pavone gives a scriptural reflection, and trust me, he'll have plenty to reflect about as we get closer to the start of this conclave, all right? You know, he's not shy or bashful, so you'll hear a lot from Frank Pavone, I am sure. And then some afternoons, tune in at 3 o'clock, endabortion.tv. We'll have the Rosary, Divine Mercy Chaplet. Brothers and sisters, this has to be a prayer marathon. Are you in with me? Are you going to do it? Are we going to be praying every day, the rosary, and ask, and those who go to daily mass, please pray, pray, pray for a saintly pope. That's all I have to say about that. Janet Morana, Executive Director of Priest for Life, and let's be prayer warriors.